Hello, everyone. I'm YAZAN. I'm from the Jibrel network. We put traditional financial assets on Ethereum. We're a registered entity in Zug, Switzerland, but we're based out of New York. And I took a 15-hour red-eye last night, so if I rush through this, I apologize. I'm just pretty knackered. The questions we're going to try and answer today are, I'm sure, on everyone's mind. The first is, what the hell is going on? Where is all of this going? How do we help it get there? And what value creation opportunities are there on the way? And whenever we try to predict something or where it's going, anyone in finance or engineering knows that you look at comparables. So what can blockchain learn from other disruptive technologies? There have been quite a few, right? A lot of people draw parallels between blockchain and the internet. But you can look at aviation, nuclear energy, rocketry, computing. There are a wide range of disruptive technologies that could give you an indication of where all of this is going. So what pattern do these emerging technologies follow? I'm sure all of you are aware or familiar with this, which is ideation and conceptualization, and then this period of experimentation until something takes hold, and then we begin to grow. And eventually, with that strategic direction, we get a bit of more iteration, perfection, and maturity. And inevitably, every technology gets usurped, and you inevitably have a decline. So what does this look like when we apply it to blockchain, right? So at ideation, we had the genesis, Bitcoin's genesis. And then we had a few tumultuous years and a bit of chaos. But eventually, we came out the other end with Ethereum. And a year later, we had the ERC20 token standard, and a year later, we had token mania. And we're finally in this growth mode. So what solutions have emerged from the most recent growth period, right? Well, we have gaming, online gambling, and adult entertainment. You know? So where's all the growth? Well, if we look at it really, Bitcoin genesis was ideation, and everything since then has been experimentation. So if we want to continue building on the cool and interesting ideas we've been working on over the past few years, we need to take a step back and go all the way back to that ideation phase and see what lessons there are to be learned there. So let's go back. What is a blockchain? One of the hardest questions to answer in this space, by the way, whether you're a lawyer, a crypto startup, or a developer. So it's effectively a ledger in which every entry is linked to subsequent entries using cryptographic hashes. And what does this mean? You end up with a highly immutable ledger where it's very difficult to change or doctor. So what can these blockchains, these immutable ledgers, today's format be used for? Again, gaming, gambling, and adult entertainment. And it's an exaggeration, but the reality is today's blockchain can do very few things well. They can do a lot of things, but they can't compete with existing solutions. The things that it can do well are quite limited, as we just saw. OK, so what other cryptographic tools do we have? So we have decentralized consensus protocols, which basically allow us to form some sort of shared reality by participants who may or may not trust each other. We have cryptographic proofs, which are great. You can generate a cryptographic hash and with absolute certainty verify the inputs. And it can be verified as many times as you like. And finally, we have zero-knowledge proofs, which are really cool. And it's a way to prove that I know the value of X without telling you anything, except I know the value of X. So these are really cool cryptographic tools that are kind of being overlooked by a lot of projects. And if you just look at what you can do with these tools, you start to realize it's a cryptographic revolution. So we can store information in an immutable format. We can track information changes really accurately. We can achieve decentralized consensus, that shared reality. We can verify the data's authenticity and source. And we can prove anything without information leakage. So what can these be used for? So now you have retail banking, you have e-health, you have sovereign IDs, and a whole bunch of other use cases. Using just cryptographic hashes, you could provide a great project management solution. We have crowd computing, sovereign and national IDs. So there's just a wide range of use cases when you take this wider lens. So how can we capitalize now that we know that there are multiple ingredients to this? Well, just like everything else, we need strategic direction. We need manpower and woman power and talent, and we need robust infrastructure. And that's kind of what we've been working on. So if you're a talented developer or a dedicated crypto startup, a financial institution, a government or a regulator, we'd love to talk to you about these interesting concepts that you may or may not have been privy to, because it's just a wide range of tools. And we're gradually learning that it's not generally just a blockchain revolution, but it's a cryptographic revolution. What we've learned over the last 10 years is, even 20, there's a lot more use cases to cryptography beyond encrypted messaging. And they're great. So if you're around, we have a booth, and we'd love to talk to you. We'd love to share some of our ideas and maybe hear some of yours. And promised you I'd keep it brief. Thank you so much.